Today I'm going to be providing you with a review of Angi Service, the phone app that was acquired by Angie's List back in 2018. It was once known as Handy.com. So stick with me and I'll give you a good review of the service. So over about the past year and a half, I have utilized Angi Service to supplement my income. And I say supplement because you're not going to be able to support yourself using this app, because the service, they want to have full control over everything. So they're going to limit the amount of jobs you're able to take, and they're going to limit the amount of money you can make. Now, to give you an example, I have completed 114 jobs for Angi Service. And based on those 114 jobs, out of a possible 5-star rating, I have an overall rating of like 4.6. 4.6 out of 5 stars based on 114 jobs. If I was a product on Amazon, people would be buying me up because that's a damn good rating. But according to Angi Service, no, that's not a good rating. You've had some bad ratings. Well, here's the thing. If someone leaves you a 4-star rating, 4 out of 5 stars, which is still a great rating, I mean, let's think about this for a moment. It's still going to take down your rating. Let's say you all start with 5 stars. One person leaves you a 4-star rating, which is still a good rating. It's going to bring down your overall rating. And Angi Service, well, they're going to bring down your rating themselves. See, because you're not able to see your ratings. I mean, you see your overall rating. As I said, I have 114 jobs completed and my overall rating is 4.6 stars, but you can't see the individual ratings. You know, let's say in the past week you did 5 jobs. You're not able to see who left you what kind of rating. And half the people you do work for, they don't even have the capability of leaving you a rating, because Angi Service, they get their jobs through various other businesses. It may be Costco or Walmart, or, you know, there's a bunch of other services out there that they get their jobs from. Well, unless the customer has the Angi's Service app on their phone, which most of them don't, why would they? They don't even have the capability to leave you a rating. So of my 114 jobs I completed, I think I've only received ratings on less than half, because the other half of the customers, they just don't have the capability to leave a rating. So your rating is not going to be legitimate. Second of all, they can anonymously post a rating to you. And as I said, if you get a 4-star rating, which is a good rating, it's going to bring down your overall rating. So the rating system on Angi Service is flawed as heck. It's very flawed because it's not a truthful rating. Anyways, the service itself will have no value for you. You could be a 5-star rated service provider. You could go above and beyond. You could do the very best to your ability to complete every job with Angi Service. Angi Service is going to have zero value for you. You are garbage to them. They're not going to care about, you know, say you have an incident and you can't make it to a contract, which I think maybe over the last year and a half, maybe I had to cancel one job. They're going to fine you if you can't make it to that job. So Angi Service can cancel one of your jobs up to 30 minutes before you're supposed to be there. And you can't do anything about it. You could literally be in your vehicle driving to the job. Angi Service can cancel that job. You get nothing. But if you cancel a job 8 hours before you're supposed to be there, 24 hours before you're supposed to be there, they will fine you $20, $30, $40 if you cancel a job. Things happen. Life happens. I live in Colorado. We may get snowed on. We may get a blizzard and you can't make it to their job. Angi Service is like, I don't care. You didn't cancel beyond 48 hours. We're going to fine you. In fact, I think if you cancel beyond 48 hours, they can still fine you. May only be $10. But that's not a good situation. And it really shows that Angi Service has zero value for the people that actually earn the money for them. So getting back to the types of jobs you can pick up, you can be a handyman, you could be a licensed professional, say a plumber or an electrician, and say you can accept a job installing a chandelier, okay? And that chandelier is 25 feet off the floor. Not an easy job, because you have to make alterations to the person's house for you to even be able to set up a ladder to get 25 feet up in their walkway to install that chandelier. And guess what they're going to be paying you? They're going to be paying you a pittance of what you would normally get paid had someone called you directly. Let's say you would normally get $200 for a job like that. And depending on what state you're in, you get a whole lot more than $200. But Angi Service, they're only going to give you like $80. You going to do a job like that? No, you're not. Because you're putting yourself at risk and you're not getting paid enough money. And whatever money Angi Service is giving you is likely half, a quarter of what they are being paid by the customer. So let's say for that chandelier, they're giving you $80. Let's say they're giving you $100. They're likely getting double, if not triple that, from the customer. So they're basically the middleman. Have you ever worked for middlemen before? It's not enjoyable. Basically, they make money off you sitting on their butt. And another flaw with the service is that if the customer has any problems, they cannot cancel their jobs. They don't have ready access to the service. I've gotten this feedback from many customers. I have showed up to do a job, and the customer's like, I've been trying to cancel this job for days, but I can't get a hold of anyone with the service. Would you do business with a service like that? They've put all these roadblocks to prevent you from contacting them. Have you ever started a subscription with some online service? Maybe it's some shopping service, and then you go to cancel that service and you got to jump through all these hoops. Oh, you have to call and you got to sit on hold for 5-10 minutes and then you get some robot call, robot person answering the phone. You know what I'm talking about. It's 2026. We all have been put through the motions when it comes to this. Well, Angi Service, in all their knowledge and experience, that's what they've done. They've put all these roadblocks to make it almost impossible for the customer to cancel a job so they can charge them anyways. Because they got their credit card number, they're going to charge them anyways. Great business tactics. I see nothing has changed when it comes to Angi Service, formerly Angie's List. There has been numerous class action lawsuits brought against Angie's List for false advertising, misrepresentation, etc. And it looks like they're doing the exact same thing. With that in mind, customers not having the ability to contact the service and cancel a potential job, you're going to show up to numerous jobs and the customer has no knowledge of it. Or there may be components that need to be there. Say, because one of the jobs you can pick up through Angi Service is assembling furniture. But the furniture's not there. There's nothing for you to assemble. Because no one with the service made the effort to contact the customer and find out if the product that you're supposed to be showing up to assemble is there. Because the people with the service, they just want to sit around eating bowls of cereal and watching cartoons all day. Yes, that's an exaggeration, but they don't want to spend any time doing their job, confirming appointments, confirming details, making sure the customer actually wants this service. They're just setting appointments, charging people's credit cards, and good luck. So you're going to be showing up to jobs where the customer has no knowledge. I had no knowledge that you were supposed to show up. I didn't receive a phone call, a text message, or an email confirming that this appointment was supposed to happen. Furthermore, the components, the products that you're supposed to work with, I don't even possess. There's various reasons. I could list them. People are having TV installs scheduled for their property, and they're in the process of moving from said property. Why would they want a TV installed? But it gives the service the ability to charge their credit card and screw them out of money. So getting back to your personal experience, as I said earlier, you're not going to be able to support yourself. Because Angi Service, they try to control everything, every little aspect of your interaction on the app. For example, if you have a job scheduled and maybe you're having trouble finding their address, because we all know Google Maps sometimes is not accurate, or sometimes the information they have on file is not accurate. You can't find their address. So there's a button within the app where you can contact the customer. It says call. But here's the thing. Angi Service uses a relay service, a masking service. So if you call a customer, the number you're dialing that shows up on your phone is not the phone number to the customer. They use a masking service. And they do this because Angi Service desperately do not want you and the customer talking, because they don't want to risk you basically calling the customer and saying, hey, why are you paying $200 to the service when I can do this for $50? I understand they don't want to lose their precious middleman jobs. I get it. But they use this masking service or relay service, both ways. So if the customer tries to call you, you're going to get a phone call, and you know what it's going to say? It's going to say potential spam. And who answers those calls? I don't answer those calls, and the customer doesn't answer those calls. So the relay service that Angi Service uses ended up causing more problems than it was worth, because no one's answering those calls. Very rare you'll have someone answer that call. Oh, I'm so glad you answered the call. Oh, you're calling me from Alabama and it says potential spam. I'm like, sir, I have the same number from the state you live in. Angi Service just uses this relay service, and it really complicates things and is more of a hindrance. So anyways, your ability to communicate with the customer is greatly hampered, greatly handicapped. And it's all because of the selfishness of Angi Service and trying to control every little aspect. No, we cannot allow you to talk to the customer, because that's how they are. And you're not going to be able to support yourself because they're going to control how many jobs you can claim. Okay? Now, there's a good point and a bad point to this. They can't make every job accessible to everyone, because then you would have a small group of people gobbling up all the jobs. And you or I or your neighbor or your dad or your brother, we're not going to have access unless, because believe it or not, your internet connection is going to dictate a little bit. Okay? If you have no internet connection, or if you have a really slow internet connection, the app is going to load up slowly, and you may try and claim a job, and bink, goes nowhere because someone already claimed it. All right? So I understand the need for controlling how many jobs you have access to. But Angi Service uses it as a means to be toxic. And to sum up the whole experience with Angi Service, it was a very toxic experience, because I don't have the ability to contact Angi Service either. Only via text conversations or chat conversations. And they're very toxic. you're the enemy to them as a service provider. You're not a valuable asset. You're the enemy, and they're going to treat you like the enemy. Even though you haven't done anything wrong, even though you go above and beyond to complete their jobs, treat their customers with respect, you're the enemy, and they're going to treat you like an enemy. So I'm already into 15 minutes for this video, and I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure you can get the gist of where I'm headed with this online review. Is Angi Service a good phone app company to work for? No. You're not going to be able to support yourself. Your experience with them is going to be incredibly toxic. The customer's experience with them is going to be incredibly toxic and deceptive, and there's going to be some theft involved. Because likewise with everything else, you can't cancel a job, without getting fined. They will fine you if you cancel a job. They will charge customers for jobs that never took place, for jobs they were not 100% on board with, because they did no confirmation. They don't go through any process to confirm that certain products are on site and that the provider is even able to do the job. And then you are underpaid for all the jobs anyways. So take this with a grain of salt. Choose to work for them if you want. You're not going to be able to support yourself. You're not going to be able to make enough money to pay all your monthly bills. And they're going to make sure you don't, because they kind of dangle something and you're never going to get it. And they have no value for you. So good luck to you. Hope this helps. And if you're a customer out there, there are other ways to find handyman. You can go to Craigslist. You can go to Google. You can go to Yelp. You can go to various other platforms to find service providers to come in your home and provide service for you. There are awful people everywhere. We all know this. And I'm not saying that everyone else besides Angi Service is perfect, because no one is. You're going to find bad people no matter where you go, what you do, what service you engage in business with. That's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but it's 2026. There are other ways for you to find service providers. And a great way is to go to Craigslist. Just, type it in your computer. You can find them. They have a skilled service. And there's also numerous other platforms. But good luck to you today. And if you do decide to work for Angi Service, you're going to need some luck, because likely it will not work out for you. Have a great day.